What is up, everybody? Kyle here. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to comment on the videos. I love to interact with all you guys. But today, we are going to unbox the ECW pay-per-view series. Almost the whole set here. These are the ones I was missing. Picked them all up together. Thought we'd unbox them, talk about each one, and see where it takes us. So let's unbox these bad boys. Alright, let's start the unboxing with an old favorite. Rey Mysterio, the man with the most Jakks action figures of all time. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. Hopefully you're looking at my social media, at SirPaul64 on Twitter, at @the_Kyle_Peterson on Instagram. I posted a while back, I posted a picture of all the Jakks Rey Mysterios on a shelf at that time. Not even the complete set yet. Fills a whole shelf. I mean, we're looking at 30, 40 figures after it's all said and done. It's just amazing how many Rey Mysterios were released, and the ECW pay-per-view series was no exception. They had to release a Rey, as remember he was on that pay-per-view. A little bit about the pay-per-view. Being a huge ECW fan, when that came back, it was just one of the greatest things ever. You know, there was mixed. The first one, everybody loved the new ECW pay-per-view when it came back. That was very popular. The second, I love all of them. Anything ECW, even the ECW TV series when it came back, it was a little hokey and a little, I don't know, C-level show every once in a while, but I still loved it. I was a passionate ECW fan back in the day. I've said it before, without ECW, I would have gotten totally out of the wrestling game in my mid-teens. So I was very happy to watch ECW. It holds a good place in my heart, just like early WCW, NWA, as well as WWF from the mid-'80s. All my favorites to this day and probably will never change. But let's talk about this Rey Mysterio. ECW pay-per-view packaging. To say it stood out on the store shelves would be an understatement. These definitely stood out on the pegs. I love the ECW branding. You got the Rey glamour shot, even though it doesn't match the figure, which is kind of weird. Match those up. That would have looked a lot better. It's got a square packaging on the sides, but then you get a little jagged, very similar to the other pay-per-view series that don't have the traditional rectangle packaging. Gives it a little bit of character. Also could be used as a weapon if you need to slice somebody with it with the jagged edges. Ooh, paper cut right there. They're sharp, sharp. But there's Rey in all silver. We've had Reys very similar to this before. As you guys know, there's a lot of Reys out there, and a lot of them are very similar, but not a terrible Rey, that's for sure. I like the mask decoration. It's the later Rey. I do like this head better on the Rey. The early Reys had that really small peanut head. I do love, you know, it came with Rey and his trusty slop bucket. A lot of people don't know this, but Rey used to carry this bucket around in the back with him and would, you know, use it to go to the bathroom in. He'd use it to throw his garbage in the backstage. I mean, that's what somebody told me, and I believe that's why Jakks gave this bucket with him. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't got all the facts, but I'm sure that's why Jakks put that bucket accessory as I knew Rey had his trusty bucket. On the back of the package, we're promoting Ruthless Aggression Ring Rage Series 16.5. We got Big Viscera, which is a heavy hitter figure to this day. The Undertaker, Chris Jericho, John Cena, Shawn Michaels, and RVD. So there they are at the top up there. You can see right here they promoted in this line, they were promoting the Ring Giant Series 3, Rey Mysterio, Carlito, Kane, and Shawn Michaels. Not a lot of love for the Ring Giants anymore. They are big figures. They take up a lot of space, especially in box. I never really picked up a lot of them. There's a few that are okay. I definitely got the Ultimate Warrior. I have the Hulk Hogan. I got the Ted DiBiase and Roddy Piper back in the day, but I sold those. I'll probably pick those back up because they do have the Classic Superstars logo on the package, so I'll probably have to grab those sometime. Also promoting the belt packs on the back. You'll see the same backing in all the figures released in this set, so we won't have to go over every single one. We'll just do it here with this first one, Rey Mysterio. I just noticed, I don't know how I never noticed this in the years past, but the background, it says ECW multiple times all over the pack. It just kind of looks like a fire orange type pack, but if you look real close, it does say ECW in there. And I never noticed that until now, after 15 years. These came out in 2005, so there it is. Let's open up Rey. Jakks, they open up so smooth. Rey, see you later. There it is in the package. Let's Let's get this trusty slop bucket out here. Also came with the Godwins back in the day, the exact same one, the BCA series, Bone Crunchers. And see you later. Very cool Rey. I wish the Mexican on his chest was just a tad bigger, a little bit light there. It just kind of looks small, but very cool design on the tights. Nice silver and purple 619. The black hands. You got the tattoo on his back, of course. Like I said, I always love the head sculpt on this Rey. I love this head. This is my preferred Rey head. I think I even like this Rey head over the Mattel Rey heads. You know, Mattel, for some reason, or not Mattel, but Rey, Mattel Jakks, they love to give Rey a little small head. I know he's a small figure and a small guy, but his head's not necessarily super small. I don't know where they got that idea from. But very cool Rey. I like this Rey a lot. Very good decoration. The silver and purple go together very well. Even got a little red decoration on the back of his head. So a very good Rey Mysterio figure. This is a must-have Rey. Not the best in the line, but nowhere near the bottom of the Jakks Rey figures. But there it is. That's Rey Mysterio ECW pay-per-view series. Let's move on to the next one in the series. All right, next up in the ECW series, we got the ECW Stalwart, Taz, one of the most iconic figures in ECW history. Could be one of the top, outside taking Terry Funk out of the equation, maybe my favorite ECW champion. I'd have to sit and think about it a little bit more, but I did absolutely love Taz in ECW back in the day. You know, a littler guy, I think nobody's going to argue that, a littler guy, but just seemed like a giant, an absolute monster. I remember when he choked out Paul Varlins, the polar bear, back in the day. I was, you know, a big UFC guy, early UFC. Those guys were bad dudes, and him choking out Paul Varlins like that, I was just, oh my gosh, Taz is just a killer, and that's what made Taz in my eyes. That's just a little Taz story I have there. I got this figure really cheap, totally damaged, warped on the back. This packaging has definitely seen better days. Same packaging as the Rey. There's Taz on the bottom. As you guys remember, Taz did not, you know, he was retired, neck problems, injuries, whatnot. He did come out for a chokeout segment in the pay-per-view that popped the crowd big. This is supposed to dictate that. There's the back. Same back we saw with Rey Mysterio. Same total packaging. Nothing on the sides, but, you know, I gave Rey a hard time for having a slot bucket. I'm not sure exactly why that was, but they gave Taz a towel. Now, that makes sense, because Taz wore the towel on his head, always had a towel. So that's when Jakks gets things like that right. There's attention to detail there. You know, the Rey with the bucket, why not just don't give him an accessory? I don't know if anybody would care, oh, I'm missing a bucket or I'm missing something. You know, just don't give that bucket. Save some money. Put that more into tooling of figures or something else. I'll never quite understand that. This Taz is very funny, though. There's been stories out there about how Taz wanted to kill, I believe, Jeremy Padower, who ran Jakks Pacific at the time, about putting Taz in a big moo-moo. He looks like he's wearing a dress. Looks like he's getting ready for bed. Grandma's tired. Grandma's got her moo-moo on and she's going to sleep. This figure is pretty much trash. Probably the worst Taz. I don't know if you call this a Ruthless Aggression Taz figure, as it's got the Titantron Live arms, those gangly long arms. And then you got the moo-moo body. I mean, at least the legs are Ruthless Aggression. But this is a pretty bad Taz figure. You know, the best Taz figure I think ever. I mean, Taz hasn't really had a solid 100% A+ figure in his whole career. You know, the ECW Toymaker ones, they are what they are. This one, of course, and then he's had 2 Classic Superstars, technically 3 Classic Superstars figures. The best one being the ringside exclusive, I would say. You know, he had a Titantron Live figure that was okay, but too long arms, too short of legs, just looked funny. I would love to see Mattel, or most likely AEW in the line coming in the future, their Legends line. I would have to think they will do a Taz in that line. We need a good Taz figure. It's been far too long, so let's open up a bad Taz figure. Right off the package. Like I said, this package is absolute toast. I got this dirt cheap. The towel, that is a smart move. I already said how I prefer the towel in there. Let's look at Taz here. I don't know. Just not a fan. I do like that they put the 13 on the back. That is cool. That's attention to detail. You know, Taz always number 13. There you go. Yeah, not good. No Jakks sticky disease. It's been a while since I've had one of those sticky diseased figures, which is a good thing. A little paint application. It's all right. It looks to be a... I think it's half kind of molded, but mostly painted mohawk on Taz there. I don't know. It just is what it is. If you're a Taz collector, this is not the Taz you want in your fig fed, and if you're a player, that's for sure. Just probably the worst figure of the line, I would have to say, which is unfortunate, because like I said, I do enjoy Taz. I would have loved to have seen a better Taz figure, but it was not in the cards here, so it is what it is. Hopefully down the line soon, we're going to get a good updated Taz that is worth having in your collection. But let's move on to the next figure in the line. All right, up next, Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, he came out briefly at the pay-per-view. I would say this is not Stone Cold's most iconic look. Just a very weird kind of looking Stone Cold and a ringer collared shirt. Not a collared shirt, but a ringer type shirt. Comes with a can, a beer can, which I guess is a good accessory compared to going back to that Rey Mysterio again. Blue jeans and a belt buckle. I don't know. Definitely not the best Stone Cold. When you think of Stone Cold, you don't think of this Stone Cold. But it is what it is. ECW pay-per-view series. The backs continue to be the same, so I won't dwell on that. There's Stone Cold down at the bottom. More of an iconic look than this one, that is for sure. Not sure what to think about this one. Let's open it up. I got this one really cheap as well. Let's open that beer can. Beer can, pop can, whatever you want to call it. I guess this will go in my Eddie Guerrero cooler he came with. You know, Eddie Guerrero's Jakks Best of WCW came with a cooler. And it opens and you can put it in there. See you later. So yeah, it's a Stone Cold, I guess. And it's got the Stone Cold head. Missing a little bit of paint. I don't know if they did that on purpose on the goatee. It's kind of almost, not quite salt and pepper, but kind of a salt and pepper type look to it. This is one of those figures you could pop the head off and make this anybody you want. You want a street clothes version of somebody, pop this head off and put that head on there. You want an RVD in street clothes, put RVD's head on there. These are the customizers type dream figures. But as far as a Stone Cold figure, pretty plain, kind of boring, not really a lot to talk about. I can't remember off the top of my head if this is the actual outfit he wore on that pay-per-view. My mind is saying no, but maybe I'm wrong. Why else would they make it? But I know Jakks, we all know they did some goofy things from time to time. But there it is. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Sunday grocery getting outfit. When he goes to the grocery store, picks up his beer for the week, this is what he wears. So there you have it. Let's move on to the next figure. Not a lot to talk about here. All right, we roll on in the ECW set with Tajiri. One of the most underrated performers of all time. Awesome. His matches was super crazy in ECW. Edge of your seat. Just totally awesome memories of those. Went to WWE and, you know, we all thought, how is he going to be used? Will he be lost in the shuffle? But we found his comedic take and, you know, with William Regal and stuff like that. So, you know, Tajiri had a really good career, and it was cool at the ECW pay-per-view to get a little bit of that old Tajiri back, I guess you would say. Not the jokes and laughter Tajiri, but a very underrated performer and a favorite of mine of that time period for sure. And this one is probably my favorite Tajiri figure. There's about 4 or 5, I think, total Ruthless Aggression style Tajiri figures. A couple of the earlier ones using the Titantron heads and stuff like that, but this one is probably my favorite, and this one is also the rarest and hard to find of the Tajiri figures. It took me a while to figure this one out at a good price, but there he is. It comes with a barbed wire bat, which I'm trying to think back. I believe there was a match where him and Super Crazy, they used barbed wire, but I don't think it was in a bat. But there's Tajiri's picture on the bottom, same packaging as the others, same packaging on the back, of course. Let's open up Tajiri. Tajiri, I saw him last time a year and a half ago. I think it was the Collective, the FITE app. They had a big WrestleMania show, pay-per-views thing. He was on one of the indie shows there, so it was cool to see Tajiri. I don't think he comes to the U.S. as much anymore these days. There it is, the famous barbed wire bat. We've seen it with coloring on it and with non-coloring. Obviously no coloring on this one, unfortunately. Here's Tajiri in pack. Looking good. I don't mind that Tajiri face scan where he's kind of puckering up a little bit like he's going to kiss somebody. I don't know. I don't mind it. I don't mind that face scan. Get him out. See you later. Just a solid Tajiri figure. I like the flame on one foot. You know, draws attention. If there was two flames, it would look kind of funny. I think the first one looks pretty cool, and he's got a little graphics on his pants. Not a bad figure at all. I got two elbow pads, traditional Jakks articulation. But yeah, a solid Tajiri figure, and probably my favorite Tajiri figure. You know, we talked about Taz needing an elite. I would love to see a Tajiri elite. There's a lot of those Ruthless Aggression era guys that came and went that maybe it's time to get an elite of those. The Simon Deans of the world and stuff. I don't know how well they would sell, but maybe it's an online, this new Mattel club that's coming out, similar to Hasbro Pulse. Maybe that would be a place for them. Hey, if 2,000 people want to buy a Simon Dean, we'll make it. I would love to see something like that. And Tajiri, maybe he'd fit in that same ball game. I don't know. But it would be really cool to get a modern, updated articulation Tajiri, super crazy. I mean, I could go on and on about some of those guys, and I'm sure you guys agree with me out there on who you would like to see as well. But there it is, the ECW pay-per-view Tajiri. We got one more left to go. All right, our final unboxing. We got JBL. Boy, he stirred the pot like you wouldn't believe at this pay-per-view, getting the crowd fired up beyond belief. A pretty cool JBL figure. I always liked the suited JBLs. You know, in my mind, when I picture JBL, this is what I think of. I think of him in a suit, or at least a nice dress shirt, his hat. So I do enjoy this JBL figure. You know, there's a lot of suited JBL figures over the years with Jakks, that's for sure. But this is a very cool one with his hat. You know, the same head scan we've seen 1,000 times from Jakks. They got a lot of use out of that JBL head mold. Let's see here. There it goes. Comes with a microphone, which is fitting for the show. His hat, of course, we talked about. Let's pull it out. Here he goes. See you later. It would be funny if his hands wouldn't hold a microphone. That would be something, wouldn't it? That would be really Jakks. Like, okay, give me a microphone, you can't even hold it. A little waviness to the hat, but it's all right. This is a very solid JBL. A bit plain, obviously, because, hey, it's just a suited figure, but an awesome JBL. This could be my favorite suited JBL. I can just picture him up in the balcony at that ECW pay-per-view, enraging the audience, getting into it with them. There it is. A pretty cool series. This series also had, off the top of my head, there was the blue shirt, Kurt Angle, and the SmackDown shirt. That was another good figure. An awesome, awesome set. And a getting harder to find set. That ECW pay-per-view set, as compared to a lot of them, especially in box, in pack, worth a lot more than others. So very happy to have that set totally done and off my checklist books, as I'm trying to complete, as you guys know, one of every single Jakks Ruthless Aggression style figure. Getting closer every single day. It's a battle, it's a war, and you guys are here with me in the trenches. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. A little blast from the past, the ECW set unboxing. Until next time, it's been Kyle. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys all real soon.